Hey guys, my name is Chris, and I'm dating a real celebrity. And probably many of you are jealous of me right now. But trust me, a coin always has two sides. And I want to tell you about all the problems and troubles that I had to face when I became the boyfriend of a world star. But first, I will tell a few words about myself. I live in Washington, D.C., and I am in the 11th form of absolutely ordinary school. Most of all, I was upset with the fact that I have never stood out in any way from the rest of the guys. I have neither special talents nor zeal for anything. I haven't strived to become popular. I just wanted to be different and not part of any of the gray mass. Then, one day, I achieved what I had wanted. While coming back home after classes, I noticed a girl who was standing under the roof and talking on the phone. She did not notice at all that a threat in the form of a large icicle was hanging over her and was about to break loose and fall right on her head. Without wasting a second, I grabbed the stranger's arm and quickly pulled her aside. At the same moment, the icicle fell down right in the same place where she had just stood. The girl was totally shocked. I asked if she was okay, although I was very nervous myself. "Not really," she replied, and took off the hood of the jacket. I was stunned when I saw her face. This was a famous singer, Courtney Taylor, who was able to achieve unprecedented popularity at the age of just 16 years old. All the teenagers, including me, just loved her music. I had all of her songs and even a few posters. She smiled sweetly at me and then suddenly hugged me, saying that I was her hero. I was so confused in front of her that I did not know what to answer. Courtney thanked me for saving her life, and then a limousine pulled up next to us. She left, and I thought that everything would end at that point, but that was not the case. This was just the beginning. In the evening, I noticed that my Instagram account was snowed with direct messages. As it turned out, Courtney found me and decided to text me. She really wanted to continue our communication. I was ready to jump with joy because a celebrity famous all over the world paid attention to me. Every day she created a post in which she talked about a brave hero who saved her from death and added a link to my profile. In fact, it became a mistake because in addition to her fans, haters also began to attack me. They published different unpleasant stuff about her and me, wishing us terrible things, and I had to limit the possibility to send me private messages so that these monsters no longer dare say anything unpleasant about Courtney and me. However, it didn't help me anyway because the next day I woke up being famous. When I went to school, many people recognized me on the streets, and my classmates suddenly began to notice me and actively chat with me. To be honest, they did this to make me get Courtney's autograph for them and introduce them to her. Well, I really wanted to stand out, and I managed to do it. To be honest, at first I even liked it, but then everything changed. Courtney wanted to see me, and I actually did not mind, and when we met near a restaurant, we were immediately attacked by paparazzi and journalists. They were following Courtney and me literally everywhere. One of them put the camera right next to Courtney's face and blinded her with a flash. I didn't like it, and I roughly pushed him away from her. We had to make a lot of efforts to finally get rid of them. We went to a small cafe where we had a great time. Courtney and I had a lot of common interests. For example, we love to collect 3D models of military equipment. I could not even imagine that such a sophisticated girl, and what's more, a singer, could like it. That evening changed everything because Courtney confessed to me that she fell in love with me. Right at that moment when I saved her, she said that no one had ever treated her in such a brave manner as I did. And after the incident with the photographer, she fell in love with me even more. These words warmed my soul, and I was very happy until I came back home. There was a scarecrow with my picture at the front door, and this scarecrow was smeared with some kind of red substance. Next to it, there was a note that read, "Courtney is mine. Leave her alone." Apparently, it was done by her obsessive and crazy admirer. But how did he get to know about us? I found the answer quickly. Courtney posted a video from our date on TikTok and wrote about me and my beloved under it. I politely asked her to remove it, explaining that I've already started receiving threats. But she convinced me that this was not worth paying attention to. But the very next day, someone caught me and sprinkled green paint from the can right in my face. The offender shouted that I was not worthy of Courtney and then ran away. I don't know what kind of paint it was, but after that, I started having a burning sensation all over my face and tears began to flow from my eyes. I somehow called an ambulance, and in the hospital, I was told disappointing news. The paint contained some kind of chemical that caused such an acute reaction on my face. It was covered with small blisters. But that was not the worst thing. My eyesight deteriorated as the substance got into my eyes as well. And the doctor said that over time my eyesight would get back to normal, but no one knows when that will happen. When I got home, I called Courtney and told her everything. I just wanted to share it with someone. I did not expect that she would come to help me move around the house. Courtney was looking after me and even spoon-fed me. She said that she should not abandon me in difficult times. It felt so good and easy next to her. She was reading Harry Potter to me, told me about our life, and we were listening to her songs. All this was repeated the next day as well. Such a relationship was ideal for me, but our ideal was interrupted by insistent knocking on the door. To be honest, I was not eager to open the door, but Courtney was so scared that I wanted to protect her somehow, automatically. Outside, there stood a guy whom I didn't know, and I couldn't really see him clearly. As it turned out, this was the same obsessive admirer who left the scarecrow. He pounced on me with his fists, but was quickly twisted by the guards who were standing near the house. However, the guy still managed to smash my lip. Yeah. Dating a celebrity turned out to be not as easy as I had imagined. Now, all the attention was turned to us, and this terribly annoyed me. It was impossible to go to the store for groceries because everyone immediately began to take pictures of me. And in the evenings, I looked at my photos and articles and read about how such a beauty could date a mere mortal. This really hurt me. And I even began to think about breaking up with Courtney because my life turned upside down because of her. But one incident helped me change my mind. Once, two of us were walking in the park in the evening because Courtney had not yet found new bodyguards. She was holding my hand while I was chatting about the stars and the moon. But then, two guys jumped out from behind the bushes, grabbed Courtney, and tried to drag her away. I was not at a loss and rushed to save my beloved using a new stun gun. They were rendered harmless, and Courtney started crying out of fright. And as luck would have it, the paparazzi were nearby, and they captured everything. Apparently, they will distort everything again in their yellow press. But at that moment, I could not think about it because my girlfriend was terribly scared. "You saved me again. You are the best and the bravest guy," she said and kissed me on the cheek, and the kiss seemed to sober me up. I realized that I loved Courtney very much, and for her sake, I was ready to endure anything. I immediately changed my mind about parting with her, no matter what. In the morning, the surprises were not over because there was a news article about me and Courtney. But this time, it was normal. It was written there about how I saved the celebrity from the attackers, demonstrating courage and heroism. And after that, the attitude of many of Courtney's fans towards me changed for the better. Even her fans who were in love with her stopped following me. However, the attention to my personality did not decrease, but increased. Yeah, it continued to annoy me. But for Courtney's sake, I was ready to endure it because I really wanted to be with her. Would you like to date a celebrity? Give your answers in the comments. Click on the thumbs up button below the video and share it with your friends.